Hello students, good evening. This is Saranjit once again. Ngasidi saja ko koi tense kitang nainasi ko tense haibasi jai khudingi adum mark amamam di soidana labani ko grammar gi 10 mark ki manungda aikoina tense ama adum thengnagani and tense is tricky ko kamkanda koida kitang confusion lebi yawi. However, amang da hangi basigi level na kamay tawba kam confusion leba du yang so I have written a question and you can see that on your screen. 2016 gi he went half an hour ago punggay magi mamang da ma chatki rami and aduga not return halakte till now hojik phawba punggay mamang sakre aduga hojik phawba halaktabay warini adu already hojik phawba haibasita koi kadau sing si ko aduna sila kadoy se koi na idoy se he went half an hour ago ko half an hour ago and heida hojik phawba halaktri baibadi hojik phawba thabak to mapung bhadri haibani mapung bharagana loire haibani hojik loire hojik ki matam sita loire ado akoina present perfecta I have taken food, I have just read the newspaper ka haibanu chingba, she has just arrived haibagumba, she has arrived haibagumba hojik loibado ado sidi hojik loidri adi not yauri sedunani. So he went half an hour ago and says the subject he oraga has not returned hagadaba returned live form je ngo kwa sigi form je kitang yengo is that has not returned perfect present ki ko till now hojik phawba halaktri halakpa haibado oidri tawdri haiba hale haragadi he went half an hour ago and has returned just now and hagadaba hojik till now hojik phawda halaktabagi wafam ama leiribanina aikoina sinnagadoi se has not returned. Sigi has siga still lady base has in he will begin third person singular the has and he they have not returned have yaroi he has not returned hagadaba hojik phawba baptai ko. So 2017 da su kaino yang si Johnny ko akoina uri base 2016 gini and todongna luba oidre ko 17 da amug yengadi if you listen to my advice haisi mai se ko if you command pidi se if you haiba aduga within the bracket nang same go doriba jaga se si verb ni dana verbs teni tense tok dise listen to question si any harami adudi aina mai ngatang taba nungai na ba advice adu tarabadi you would have passed sini lay sengang sa ko aduna mistake da akoina uri se ngarang akoina transformation de thengna bodo would have passed would have won tawram gadabani oiram gadabani haiba nang pass tawram gadawni you would have passed karamba condition da if advice lawram abadi ilam abadi listen to bahai je ko aduna di mistake da aina if you haraga any advice ka haibasi kitang sentence da sorry English ki wahi wata da kitang nungai phaten to buni adu su yai kasu kai de hani thoga yengsi kamai yai no kari yadri no kari phajai no kari phajadri no yengsi ko adu na sigi would have passed could have done might have arrived adu magi mong sila adi ai koi na sile riba tense perfect on gadaba if you had hagadaba listened nang na ilam labadi taram labadi if you had listened to any advice mayam ama piba advice to gi barakta any advice aina amuk aigi advice na ontok wani ko samane aina sentence da nangoda taba nongai na bani nang aina haibe ilamadi haibegi wado tan bai wani da nang do aina haibe ilamadi aigi paktaw to lawram madi kadaram gani nang pass taw jaram gadabani aina haibe su in khidre maram maduna ko nang pass taw khidre adudi some kind of imaginary situation ni past taw khiba posak ama khaki imaginary situation ni aina haibe ilamadi nang pass taw gadawni hoji jamane aina noi da harisini kadigumba thabak ama mangjauna na mamangda tawgre thabak tu gi result oina ko kadigumba ama oiraktre adu tawramadi adu tawramgadaba adu tawkhidramna adu tawkhidre ai advice to lawramadi nang pass tawramgadaba ai advice to lawkhidrabani na nang pass tawdre haini if you had listened to my advice nang ai advice to lawramadi if you had listened to any advice nang na advice amatang bo ilamabadi you would have passed nang pass tawram gadawni sense ti kaino nang advice en gidre indramni na kadawgre pass taw gidre adudi kai tare animak se amata thokhidaba advice lo khidaba pass taw khidaba so this kind of a situation is an imaginary situation and it is learned this kind of tense is learned in your conditional tense ngarang haiba dumaina ko now khangdraju dum kaino haiba do tanaba yagani ko adunabu akoina noida kitang kananaba haina lekla suje tawminasi haidana tawminari bani ko I am also working hard you guys are also working hard we are working hard together so that we achieve things ko in our lives aduna without hard work aina sum khanwadadi karim ta phangba ngamoy ko if you want to go to the market say pauna bazar da thangal bazar da jet ke hairo if you don't take a step kongtha ama thangtok tragadi sungyodi yoroidana you need to take at least the first step adugumbani akoina tawisisu ko akoina stage da sai khudingi kari kari hangai no kai nei nei se yengsi 18 da ko na hangak pujing se nei na bani na akoina khanghau na bani ma karamba mawong da hangi bano karamang kamai tawdi funny ani ko sida hangi sina he feels a hand Masi mamang da karayam na lanagi bani ko he feels a hand touch kadoba his shoulder amarom dadi sidage dum khange sidista present indefinite si leibani na ko rani gi poti magi lengjum du da khut na thengak bodo mana feel tormi mangon da forum he feels a hand mana khut ama khakpu phauram mi touch torok bodo my shoulder magi lengjum da khut na thengak bodo mangon da feel tormi have never so since it is says the lady proportiona kaino se present tense ta leibani na he feels a hand was touching his shoulder have do yaroi ko amai lakani kudak ta hujik feel tori bani the hujik feel to bai je hujimuk touch toram gani aduna di kudam ina haraga I feel someone pushing me from behind tung dik na nam ilak pusing on the power hujik power badi aduna I feel something is troubling him ma je karigumba mana trouble to mali ma to karmo che khode wahal ba thon ba mali haibado aduna si ing gi form da la he ka si se no udra male ang taga hange ko sile bi sentence 18 gi se he feels a hand khut ama khak semang on the power eba ma gi lengjum da thengak podo aduna this say da dum ta ba da khangani he feels a hand thengak podo thengaga leiri bodo touching his shoulder asidida aduna hayeng di mana answer ji iba matam dai koina tawya basi sigumba se nangna rewrite tawra ini fill in tawsalaga ko mana seida leiba mong se aduna koina madu su kitang adum ngasagi exam du da phajana ba haibagi wani da ko adu koina adum su adum tawsan ba phai rewrite the following sentence using the correct form of the verb within bracket haibani na rewrite taw hai neba ko rewrite tawbase kamai tawdoiba using the correct form of the verb verb to get chumba mong do torakanda within the bracket lady bado adu di ko na sizin riba verb se sidale rambasi sumaina sizin nagare haibagi ko ai tor masu fai dum tawdana sidale ramba touch se sumaina sizin nagare hai so dum masu fai ko aduna he feels a hand mukut ama khakse mangon do phawrei kadauba thengak pado thenga ibadu touching his soldier ko. So if you come to 2019 dala agana kamai tawi amu yengsi ko 2019 gise seista ko ma gise amu yengsi matang yengaga koin amamang katang hangbunina yam kuigado budi na tedangang sa ko aduna let us see ko 2019 gi matang sisu yengsi ko 2019 da hangisina day when we reach there have ko say the lady say day makoi se the verb to later say sakpa ko aduga when we reach there when we reached there siam kaman noiba amasung yamna season na ba yam da kar leba ten samani matang sita lakadoi po se ko mangon sida ikoina yamna khara darkar lei ko mase koina khangba pai adu kamaina no do khoi sudum yengsi sigi close ida when we reach there akoina mapam du yoruba kanda isei sakpa je makoina isei sakpa haibase taurambagi wani adi action ani two actions in the past ko adu su karamba an action na ongoing oiba continuing action oiba adugi continuing action duda atopa action amana intervene torapa isei sai ngai duda khoni yausalluba khoina mafam du yoba matamda makoi isei saktuna lerami hagedoni adi kamai tare they were singing makoi isei saklami amasung saktuna lerami they were singing kama matamda when we reach there aduna ngang sain hanjan haibaduni kwa koina sentence ida sugumba keno sina conjunction sina sentence connect or magadi somna kandal leriba verb sigi tense ka somna kandal leriba tense ka ani jani yeng batai as days da mana past lebinina obviously sing ji jo koina past thamni ko aduna whenever you find a past tense in this kind of clause subordinate clause da or natragara sigumba clause ida ko koigi principal clause ida adu di maga leminariba mathangi clause do adu su past thamgani but sida sarna where singing tamidi karigino harakan thamidi karigino harakanda akoina yorakpa haibisida makoigi isei sakpagi action do tawduna lerami haibodo phongdokna nebgidamak sarna tawbani ko adu masoi koi khangminasi or otherwise karigumba matamda sigumba kano tawdragasu chanaba leitragasu aikoina kari tawba yage harakanda loikiba action they had sung when we reached there koina yobuda moi sakku loirame haibagumba ni ko adubu sine hana phajabadu su koi daka leine ko joni ko ina haibodo English haibase whenever you write down the sentence and you are reading the sentence aduna nangna tabada akoigi jaking leitaba haitarene kuduguda yam nungai taba leitaba haitarene adu ergadi nangi poto chumgadoriba ko aduna tadana khadak pallaba abe tawbada ngasagi phajadabagi feel lama nangonda laaba adu tardi mado lanana bagi maram yam laikre lalamba yai haibani ko aduna yarimgai smooth oina just like the water flows in the river ko tamna gyan tana tring chendhagi bodo adugi mong oiragadi sentence to chumgalli pa bada khak pallaba kanom torogadi langalli so they were singing when we reached there have siam padan dum tai they had sung when we reached there adu zum tai adu busine hana phajai haibagini so adu iragasu action ani do yaurakpada loirambagi wafam oina purakanda akoina madu so zum mena logani so next one ikoina la ise 2000 ga 20 da oiramale adu di yengsi ko a pair of swallows hai si kitang tricky oi masi mamang da su yam lanki ko a pair of si tagadaba ko aina lale haise aina lale lan giba lei haradi ko kainom leiramani muna tasalu a pair of swallows sei mana piri sina semba saba built a nest ko in the Masa porch the pisalami I gisu question collection to kitang kantore adu porch I give a pair of swallows built a nest wai sembang nam kon sawu di porch kum da sagali ko adu yang si simalere since last week have any masi piece si gi porch is the nit torko de since last week how kiba hapta dagi haure harakanda the answer is answer ko aduna a pair of swallows built a nest in the porch since last week haiba masida now adudi lady ba mawong sida sidagi hauraga since last week aduna sigumba kudum an example haraga I have been waiting for you since half an hour or for half an hour haigada ba ko magi period ama piragadi half an hour episode time gi period amani for 3 days for a month for a year and admana period lagadi for hainai akak na point of time ama piragadi since yesterday ka haibagumba since last week since January admai pini aduna sigi since haibase yauragadi karigumba ama adu matam dudagi hauduna haibani karigumba ama matam dudagi hauduna adu hauraga haujik fauba tauraga leiba orbagi mawongda an action that began in the past and continues in the present time dunia basilais adu kamai tawre answer si ramge sarna ko is that a pair of swallows sida sakadaw sida niko jura ama pulap ni sida sentence a pair of swallows sida si bagu sida subject ni a pair of swallows sembang jura ama ina tabro aduna a pair of swallows has been building si kango haiba seleri base nangi wakanda sida s yawe haidana si have in inganeba a pair of swallows have been building ina ado sida koina ugadoi di sa mamangda koina angang oringaida types of nouns ka tamba matamda makal tambidana a swarm of bees kaina ko amain tawdana a flock of whatever sheep ka haibra a pack of wolves ka haibra mayam do pulap masing amadagi helaga su puna laurakanda singular ohelidana aduna pair of birds has sigi pair se a haiba wise na maram moraga swallow ani se jura oina lograbane ba ko adumain tawdana a pair of scissors ka haibigi type ta ko aduna masi se singular da thamgada so a pair of swallows has been building a nest ko aduga in the porch silak sakadabani ko since last week sidani mo in test tawdai hona reis nangi tense ki question di oiba hangaiba question di tense ki oiba aduga ngasai gi question semaiba oja aduna sar aduna thireidi nang sigi pose understand tawbura haiba sagi sigi verb siga subject siga gi agreement se chanabra haije sidida singular ledi kai lakani plural ledi kai lakani and a pair of swallows have singular oina treat tawdoribra or plural oina treat tawdoribra adugi confusion doni ko adustang yengo ai kitang kumdarake hanagi sarna tawra ibase 2016 digi tor iseng ko 2016 silere sai digi ko yang achai to he went half an hour ago and ajubo lagtri and he has not returned haisi ami amakatang nina then among mathang di yango if you had listened to any advice you would have passed aduna would have v3 leram taragadi mamang da leriba verb to aikoina perfect da thamgani haibani amai tawdana 18 da muk leisengo 18 da 2018 da he feels a hand kamaina mangon da thengaga leirakpa thengakpado touching ko aduma lere adagi makhoi ni isai sakla me noi yobada action ani pasta amana continuation de leramba aduga amana magi continue tori ngai du da intervene tor pa hai tar tausala pa hai tar action occurred ko karma makal gi action occurred any action nama kam kanda when another action atop action nama na kedawang kanda was continuing having it sidana mo kedawra since last week since yesterday since 2 days adum bari bhab talak taragadi akoina last week abcd mamangi hafta havani mamangi hafta dagi di hojik phawbadi presenta perfect continuous tagani haibwani mamang hafta di hawra hojibuk tori so let me turn the page ko angtang gamasi haidoke aduga aikoina madang yengsi aduna sigi se aikoina yengadoini boy se thamake let us see in this way abengu alignment se kitang budi dum kai bani adu anyways yarene lawraga mathang se akoina tawgdo busina hoji akoina tawkhri baduna swallows ki karigi ko adudi hoji akoi se mathang gi si tawsi ko mathang gi sina 2022 da tawbatare 2022 da hoji ki duga hairap manaba malai 2022 sina haise a flock of birds habako a flock of birds aduna fly in the sky adu masigi time gi reference amata yaudi sa sako masigi sentence da time gi reference reference abadi ngasai last week ka haibado adumaina adigi feels ka harakanda touching gana lakhibado adigi di reach tabuda when we reach there adum khoi isai saklera mi gaina khogi karim yaude mana haining ise ko adamana time gi reference yaudabnina apagi di iba yabjani a flock of birds haraga seida ngasai gi duni haibo wahai sina there is the flock si yaksala kandadi sona kandale iba birds mayam sina plural oragasu sida low gi doini adum noun dubu kari haibono common noun abstract noun tambakanda material noun adu tabakanda pulap haibo noun do ama haraga pulap sangu khangnaba noun ka haibo do adugumba noun do ni ko adu noi ning jango aina haining edi a flock hairabani na singular oina treat tawra ani fly se masigi subject se singular oina treat tawra kanda fly se masigi subject siga chana naba agree tawna naba gita samakani adu khwaidai phajabadi masigi sta irai lai base hoji ki oina a flock of birds is flying in the sky. Hujik pairi haibigi wani ko. Adigi ngarang pairam magana a flock of birds were flying. A flock of birds was flying. I say that yesterday, adigi tomorrow, last year, next year. Kami yaudabadu na present day ibda phajabai wanda a flock of birds is flying in the sky na tahan biwani sana ko. Adu kasu luba natte ko. Adegi amuksu akoina paigre hara lorene a flock of birds has flown in the sky hara lore paigre hara lore jikta adu sum yapone ba ya yapone siboti ko aside to dokte. Now let us come to your 2023 ko ji su dum phajaba question ni ma se ko 2023 tidala ise basila ise she saw that yung man urure she saw that kadaba the clock asina stop halam ada angang jing daga di kitang akoi gi kaino ni sida iriba sentence bu kaina khalanba adaina sana kari hai masigi part sida yung si so mana uba habis past tense later adu dinga sai clock sina subject oidoni si so haiba close ama the clock stop haiba close ama the sida conjunction se sambai wane adu already sona kanda pass lady sona kanda pass le ni ngasai haibuduni adu di mana gari duna left khibodo left khibodo urami haidune ni kamai lani si so man urami that madudi the clock Hi bagi budi she saw that the clock was stopping tamna tap tharaga lepak bagi type ta atu ghari amna tam lep tap tharaga lep hai basi kitang kare hai tare reasonable loide adu mautama na ghari do lep khaina urami ghari do lep khibodo lepak lai khibodo mana uba so lep khibodo mana urakpani na she saw that the clock had stopped ghari duna lep khiba ado mahak na urami aduna lep kharakanda mana urakadoni stop then mana ure she saw that the clock had stopped. The amarum the su then as hambana maram waraga head session rakpai wani sana ko du main tawda nai ko na kitang khang batai yengu ko khang brai ni yengu khang drasu dum tana do ni ko we can always discuss things ko aduna akoina tawrise nam yame 16 dagi hobani 21 la kenom kalamani madu ngasai gi koi gi covid na ne kaino krano tawdana promotion pito ki bajahi do in tawbani adu gi oram gani ko adu bo kasu kaide ai khoi hojik tawriba sing sida adum khanaraga leiba yai ko aduna di any other lady bra Mamang game te anke 2011 swai daga ni chaja kitanga khoida kana baga yaw braina yenge adu yaw draga di lorakadoi ni moigi mamang gi khuhangjina kitang khene ye chaja ko 2011 da yenge basarna ko kitang khene mong se 2011 da tawramisina Rewrite the tense form of the verbs correctly. Rewrite the tense form of the verb correctly. See the sentence me rakte yaar bhai. Ma irami se it has rained ko. It has rained nong ta khre. Since 8 o'clock hai ko. Since 8 o'clock this morning. Asigi ayuksi. Adida masle le riba tense form ji. Tense side sila hai na. Verb ki matam takpa, continuation takpa, completion takpa form do bani da tense form hai je. Adu masik correct oin itho hai. Now I think side no ida hai gre. Since haiba wahi si seasonaragadi it indicates the beginning and continuation. But haugraga kai dunoma haugraga smaina continue lakpa sida haure smain continue chatharakpa adudi 8 o'clock haibani adi 8 o'clock tagi hauraga sum chathare haibani so asi ngasi gi ayuk ase pung nipan dagi nong taba se nipan dagi hauraga hojik phau se chathari tawri haiba dondi kari hairani present perfect continuous man this morning haribni ngasi gi wani na ngasi gi wane ba ngasi si present ne ba so it has been raining since 8 o'clock ngasi ayuk se ngasi gi ayuk se ngasa ayuk pung nipan dagi nong tari bani haba nong jing sa ayuk pung nipan dagi ni tai ni ngasi ayuk se haiba gumbani ngasi gi ayuk si di ngasai ayuk pung nipan dagi nong ta duna leiri haibani ba adu khoi londa kitang ngang ba da fajada ba di yaw ba yai adu bu sense ti kaino sai dagi pung nipan dagi ni tari ba nong se hoji phok tari ne haiba gi sense ni ko ngang sa ko aduna since yawram ba adu ta di kari gumba ma past action ama haukrena khango aduga continue tawena khango then continue tawriba do present perfect continuous oigadra haibasina sida piriba indication jina present se ko natadana future the piramadi future perfect continuous lakani past the piramagana past perfect continuous lakani adugumba aikoina khitang section bai tar isa jing ako isa na ko we have to be a little careful about what the sentence is asking from you ko nang na kai to haningi no ado adu aikoina khangba ma change ba ngak sa ko aduna let us see tanga yeng si yaubra yaudabra haidana tense form ama yauri okay aduna uje mo koi 2012 ko 2012 kisi yeng si ana mangon de lerisi samana poni rewrite the tense form of the verbs correctly. Rewrite the tense form of the verb correctly. And the sentence sama pila misi chumto hai bani. Sentence hi kari no. They lived in this town. They lived in this town hai ba. In this town for the last 20 years. Sino close ama. Atopo close na kari when the war broke out. When the war broke out. Si chumto ai bani cha ko. Aduna tense tabo matamda aikoina tense si gi tense da hangamba yai si gi tense da hangamba yai aduna aikoina recognize tawgudori di aikoina attention pidori di kadai dano lady tense kari karamba form gi tense tale and we can see that both the words leave siga break kase they are in past indefinite ni adubu landuna broke out tawrakpada haurakpada manglauna landu tholakpada leibase seidama si piris for ang saina haibuduni for haibasidi it indicates continuation ni kayong thabak ama continue toraga leirakpase mana taeba I have been reading for 2 hours now I hojik pungani pharabani lairik parai se haibugumba aduna I have been reading since 8 o'clock haiba I se pung nipan digi lairik parai na haiba hojibo continue toba adudadi ngasai gi mamang da sinakiba admaina this morning ga have the sinakiba admaina adudana kari tarage hairakanda present perfect continuous adisidadi animak past laibanina past perfect continuous da iga doina ngang sa ko kamaina isiga yengsi ko they had been past perfect sidani ko living they had been living in this town they had been living in this town for the last 20 years. Karamba matam gi wari no when the war broke out. Adudi kari understand to ba phangi. Duni yang ustaida ko ai phagi yam tawradi soiga len tawuni aduna ni aina tumina tawra isi ko 2020 ni khalo sidagi action ji hore kari guma thaba ma tawbagi sum tawrak pasina 2020 dagi sum tawbuduna 22 23 24 sum tawraga leibuduni ba continuation haisi aduna moina war hairo second world war hairo ni 2039 40 adwaida aduda landu torakpa kandu da moina town du de lerak pase sahi kun bhar ban haire se adu di moi 1919 adwai digi leramani 1919 point of time sum lerak pase 1939 point of time sigi point of time sidagi na sigi point of time bause it is a period adugi period nina aikoina tense perfect continuous inaganeba but hairiba 1919 c and 1939 c past ki action nina past perfect continuous haiba so past perfect continuous se koi na simple terms ta kari hai ta ga har kanda an action that began in the past that started in the past continued for some time in the past and also ended in the past haibani and mo koi na Tauramba action do mamang da haure, mamang da continue tore, mamang da lore. That is past perfect continuous. Aduna past later madi animak past like in heaven. This is past and this is past over taba. At the past to the man say the for have a wise is in the given maram or ga action do continuation ama udli period of time ami is fine and shy bugi. Aduna maram or gani I koi na past perfect continuous season nari base yare ko joni aduni joni nang sum tasala ga sum haira kadawni. Pay attention to the teachings of your teachers and then you will hone your skill ko hen better of among da nang haiba singba lakadoini then adudagi di mistakes leroi doini. So 2013 the D kari haira istamula isna rewrite the following sentence using the correct form of the verb given in the bracket and the bracket lady poto my sentence my ani hangami ko 2013 gize tense ta ani hangjalami aduga magi tense chumna iyo hai ahan bada lady basina the next flight to Delhi staying se ko the next flight si hangba ya question ni ko next flight to Delhi ko adum phajare hai tare du sukhara naina ga na khangani masid sina gadu verb sina leave havani at 2:30 p.m. Smile le ko adudi mathangi Delhi ki flight to pung ani makhai da sat khare hai do ribra sat kani hai do ribra ade si word sina maram oraga next sina maram oraga koina kai tau tare answer dumi rage ko the next flight to Delhi Delhi ki mathangi flight sa sat kani hai si will leave samani sat kani hai si leaves sat kani hai si is leaving loiri ai ko pungani makhai da haibadi sina future indefinite simple future sina present indefinite sina present continuous so you can use any of them sidagi adum sina ba yani ba ko tawgaduri our exam starts tomorrow koi parikha heng horani se present indefinite as hafsalise I'm going to Delhi tomorrow I hayeng Delhi da chat ka dauri chat ka ni se sigi present continuous form sudum sina ba yai adigi muk will gi form du di nasana dum khang le na future da dum sina ba ya ba poni da present indefinite da ai mathang tha da kai tawni nang tawning bu do hairo as my harsi I will visit my friend in Delhi next month natra ne mathang tha da ai gi friend do Delhi da le bu do ai ma won visit ama tawgani ga ai da ma unna ba chadu ni ga ai da adu ta di will leave yare leaves yare is leaving lo yare amana sidamaga lai ani dormani na there harakanda sidai sa do si khangidamni ko se ai highlight tawgengu b a big rush at the oil pump ko ya nungai na sei da ma se yesterday ngarang do haiba ada ngarang do oil pump tu da rush ama yam krik inaba ama thogla mi haidoni ngarang gi ponina bi haiba sidi sa koina khangbada ko ma sidi koina oiba tawba leiba haidoni she's a girl magnupi machani this is a pen machina kolomni and there is a river in front of my house amina different meanings toidana and say the like po say you can see rush have a noun ni sin adjective ni a yauri bese masi determiner ni aduni sigi area se ko sigi area se masi le pot b have sigi object ora kadoini the anyway jeng buda dum khange ko mas ta je ngarang petrol pump du da yam chillammi big rush ama cricket inaba atu tawba mi myam je kagumba maram moraga thauji hapna na bhona bada adudi ngarang oikhibani na b verb se ngarang gi wa itare adu there ni itare be babsing arangi di was ga where go idoni was and were adisadi a big rush haribina amakhanina was harodro there was a big rush ko at the oil pump yesterday sinida tense haise ko ngangsa so if you listen to this video ko kitang attentive oina kitang khatam ningai yaure tamage kholage kaina khalaga nangna taho taragadi ko maduna nangonda khara adum kana gani ko aduna madugi kana badu logbiyu ko let us learn together and English is an important language so it is the international lingua franca haitare ko loina mak phangna gadoini and most of the books, famous books, most of the useful books are written in English. Even if it is written in Japanese or Mandarin or whatever, you can find translation versions of adugi book mayam dugi phangani. So if you want to gain more and more knowledge and more wisdom, you can find the very, very good books in this language, English. And the world is also changing very fast because of the technology, mobile ki revolution na malak pasina bara moraga, computer ki revolution na malak pasina, AI ki revolution na malak pasina. Whenever you want to use some tools, AI tools, hay tare ko Canva, gumba leidana ko Canva Pro gaina, and there are others also. Adigi nang thabak tawgen kalo transcription, legal transcription, medical transcription, everything has to be done in English. So learning English now has become a must for every student in Manipur ko. Akoina haige khange idana atopa. Maram da naina ge khot kai dana to taragadi aduna I am also trying to be of help ko a little bit of help say na pinena bo hana jabani aduna angang sa now ay nangarang haraga tawram drama le ay nawji tawrisi 8730986565 say gi WhatsApp number ko aduna if you face any kind of trouble or if you have doubts you can just text me ko WhatsApp ta dum thabiro and I will try my level best to leverage whatever is the query ariba khotpa tanaba khondaba aduna sumdawdana aina nakoi gi board of secondary education gi leiba tens ki question sing solve tawminare nakoi ga aduna nakoi na masigi area sida ngaiba mawong sigi area sida nainaragadi ko ngasai tawribadu da ikoina conditional tense ka yawkhriba digi past continuous past perfect adigi leidana present perfect continuous perfect do sum uragadi adum haine ba yang parikha so there will be more classes on tense ko handak ki parikha ji ki oiba handak lakadori ba board ki parikha ji ki oiba tense ki question se karmaina ga lakani ka habigi classes tawrakini habidi all the topics in grammar ki topic mayam si ga ina matang 19th of February da nakoi ki English ki exam ni aduna adugi mamang du da adum probable oiba si orakpa yai si lakpa yai haba suggestive oiba kano sing se question sing se I will be discussing ko sigi kano sida platform sida sigi WhatsApp Facebook ki aigi page sida ko matang lakini so kari haitare ngasigi oina di aikoi se good night tata bye bye loiselaji habanida